Show. I am Nikki Clarke, and we're taping live at the Hard Rock Café, 279 Yonge Street in the heart of downtown Toronto. And how is everybody feeling tonight? I love it, I love it, I love it. The weather is warm, the people inside here are warm. It's just a wonderful, wonderful night. A great night to celebrate being alive. And there's a lot going on in the news. So tell me, what time is it?
Hot Topics!
That's right, it's time for Hot Topics. So we've got a blend of some good news and some bad news, but news is relevant, so we've got to share it. Did you hear about the whole Jay-Z and Solange kerfuffle in the elevators? What was that about? That was just so strange, you know? Like, it was muted in the elevator. First of all, it was a complete security breach to have that footage out, so bad on that security person in the hotel, but it was muted, so you couldn't hear what was going on, but it was just like, you just see her swinging and kicking, and then Jay-Z, he was just kind of blocking, he was ducking and blocking, you know, and then my girl B was just like, so what happened? So there's speculation that maybe, that Jay-Z was doing something that his sister-in-law didn't like, maybe having some kind of situations with women that were friends, that maybe, Solange wanted to stick up for her sister and maybe caution him about, and it got a little bit heated. There's a lot of rumors flying around, but no one really knows what happened, but a statement was released from the couple, and it says, as a result of the public release of the elevator security footage from Monday, May 5th, there's been a great deal of speculation about what triggered the unfortunate incident. But the most important thing is that our family has worked through it, so that's pretty good. There's a lot of pictures on Twitter with the two of them smiling, Jay-Z and Solange, I guess they made up. Jay and Solange each assumed their share of responsibility for what has occurred, and they both acknowledged their role in this private matter that has played out in the public, and they both apologized to each other, and we have moved forward as a united family. So that's pretty good. Woo! Things happen in families, right? So they worked it out, and they are one again, so that's pretty good. So the Nikki Clarke Show will be going to New York City June 11th. Isn't that exciting? We've got another show. We have a studio called Funkadelic Studios outside of Times Square, and that's June 11th from 7 to 8. We're taping their live. So if you're in the New York City area, or if you have friends in the New York area and like to come by in the studio audience, they are welcome to. It's no cover, it's free to come and share some of the special things that are happening. We've got special guests, singer-songwriter Roger Ortega, who's a native of New Jersey, and he's got a big following there. And then we have a very special sister to me and sponsor to the show, president of Swiss Bionics, Ali Och, who's going to be there as well. And the founder of CEO of Talent and Skills, which is a talent agency in New York City, Gerald Alleman, he'll be with us, as well as radio personality Arlette Davis. So it's going to be a great show. June 18th, how many people here like to have a little flavor of the Caribbean? They're either, want to go to the Caribbean, or they want to have the Caribbean brought to them. Yeah? Well, June 18th, you can get a taste of the Caribbean because the Durham Caribbean Festival, in collaboration with the Nikki Clarke Show, we're going to be kicking off a very special show in Ajax, June 18th at 6:30 at the St. Francis Theater. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be dressed in costume. I'm going to be playing mass with some steel pan players. There are going to be a lot of other very attractive people in scantily clad outfits, so you got to check that out. There's going to be free food, free island food, and so you've got to come by. If you want more information, then you can hit me up on my website, and I will surely share that information with you. Also, I have some more news. The Nikki Clarke Show is going to Ajax on a regular basis. We're actually in partnership with the Ajax Hilton there. So the first show happens in Ajax, the second show would be July 29th. So we're going to be there monthly, working with amazing people there. So lots going on with the show, lots of expansion. Well, thank you very much for that. And it all started with with a germ of an idea, and I stuck with it, and the idea has grown into what it is, and it keeps evolving. So, you know, word to the wise, whatever you have, whatever that is in your spirit, honor that spirit, and let the passion grow. And you'll see beautiful things happen from that. So we've got a great show for you tonight. I want to please welcome the very special Tamara Graham, who is the CEO of TLG Interior. She's going to be chatting with me, so give her a clap for being here. And then from the Gilda's Club affiliation, we have Raymund Ong and Sinead Huffman, who are going to be chatting with us as well, so please welcome them. And then we have Female Eye Film Festival representatives, Leslie Ann Cole, she's the founder, and Rebecca Burdick, they're going to be here with us chatting. A very special film festival. And then we have Dirty Bingo Queen and her lovely models, Tereasa Venom here. Performance by a beautiful spirit and an amazing singer, Kay Morris. And I had to introduce him last because he's dear to the team. He's a wonderful, compassionate man, and he's an author of Teenership. We're going to be chatting with the one and only Randall Mitchell. So you don't want to go anywhere. You're here at the Nikki Clarke Show. Come right back. Welcome back. Sitting with me in the hot seat is the one and only Dirty Bingo Queen, Tereasa Venom. Venomous tonight.
Thank you. It's been a while since I've seen you. The last time I was on your show was just me, but I brought my whole crew.
I see that. I see that. Big representation. Give yourselves a clap. So a lot has happened since the last time we saw each other.
That
I
is
think
true.
it was February, and some life changes and some wonderful transformations in your business.
Yeah, that's right.
So describe for people who don't know what Dirty Bingo Queen is, what that is a little briefly, and then we'll talk about your new ventures.
Okay. So Dirty Bingo Toronto is, we go around to bars all over the city and even outside of the city, and it's bingo, but you win sex toys instead of money. Woo! You know, it's more fun than that. We do some crazy puzzles. You know, we mix up the games. Like one game is a penis, and one game is a vagina. And if you call a bad game, I spank you with my leather paddle.
You didn't bring it tonight.
I did not bring it tonight.
Okay.
No, tonight is all about Dirty Bingo Toronto's lingerie line.
Wow. So
Yeah.
that's exciting. And
Yeah.
you know what? I'm very happy. I couldn't sport it tonight, but thank you for the gift.
Oh, you're welcome.
You like that? This is your line.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love that little print, so thank you for that. So tell me, when did that start? That was recent.
I've been slowly starting it, but now I'm like really getting it out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you also have a nail polish line that you just
Yes,
launched.
yes. I just made a nail polish line, a Dirty Bingo Toronto nail polish line with Indie Polish. They're a Toronto-based nail polish company.
Fantastic.
And each color is based on somebody from my crew.
Okay.
So there's one for me called Venom.
What color is that? Purple?
That's purple with
Okay.
sparkles. And there's one for Baby D, and that's black with sparkles. And she runs Dirty Bingo West Side in the West End. She's actually one of the models tonight.
Ow!
And DJ Luscious. She's our female DJ. She has a color. Her color is, actually I'm wearing her color.
It's like a pastel
It's
pink.
like a pastel
Like
pink.
a bubblegum pink. Very
Yeah.
pretty. Very
And
pretty
we
one.
have Lady J. Lady
Lady
J
J.
is my partner who does my shows with me, and hers is light blue.
Woo! So what would be my color?
Well, Nikki Clarke purple, right off your website.
I
right?
think so.
Yeah.
I do purple to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now, there's also something that's very dear to your heart, And it's the Scott's benefit?
Scott benefit, yeah. Yeah, well, we're going to talk about that, I guess, after the fashion part of it.
Okay.
And I'll show the poster and say where it is and whatnot.
All right.
Is that so good?
So are you ready to see some Dirty Bingo lingerie fashion here? And to set the tone, I have a little bit of Marvin Gaye as requested. So are you ready for this?
Yeah!
I don't think they're ready. Are you ready?
They're not ready.
You ready?
First up is Baby D. This is Baby D. And she is wearing the black vinyl corset, lace up back.
These are easy to pull on, right?
Not this one. This one you need help. Okay, so the next one up is Amanda. Amanda is wearing the black vinyl underbust. This comes with a collar, and yeah, it comes with the collar, and it also comes with nipple cones if you should choose not to wear a dress underneath.
Of course.
And all of them come with garters and thongs, matching thongs. Thank you, Amanda. Next up is Tony. This is DJ Luscious.
DJ Luscious in the house. Okay.
DJ Luscious is wearing the classic black corset by Fetish Fantasy.
Very nice.
Well, you know, when I order my toys from our wholesaler, they have a whole entire collection of lingerie as well. And I've been buying them since I started. And every time I go into a show, people say to me, "Where are you getting your corsets from? I want them." So I figured I might as well start selling
It
them.
was a natural fit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And what does it retail? What is the average?
Well, I go below retail because, you know, in the stores, a corset, like even the plainest corset can go for like $80. So I sell mine for like between 30 and 60, depending on how, you know, intricate the design
That's
is.
reasonably priced.
Yeah.
And where can people find them? Where can they go and purchase them?
Well, I have all the photos and the prices on my fan page on Facebook, and that is Dirty Bingo Toronto. That's it. Just type in Dirty Bingo Toronto on Facebook, and my fan page will show up. And we take PayPal, Visa, MasterCard. Actually, we have a collection tonight over at the side for anybody who wants to look after. So, yeah.
Well, as the ladies are going into their second change, can we talk a little bit about
Yes,
the
of course.
Scott benefit?
I'm just gonna grab my poster here. Thank you, Randall. So this is the Scott benefit, and this young man right here, his name is George Scott, and he passed away from a very aggressive cancer. He was only 40 years old, and he has
Very young.
he has a lot of children with his wife Nikki, and he died very quickly, and there was nothing that could be done. So what I do every year is I hold a cancer benefit, but not for the Cancer Society, for somebody in Toronto who just needs help, right? So charity begins at home,
Yes.
right? Help our own first. We're always sending money overseas.
Right.
I want to help people in Toronto. So every year somebody reaches out to me and says either they're very sick with cancer right now, or someone has just died and left their family behind,
Right.
and I'll throw a huge benefit for them.
That's amazing.
And we actually have a lot of sponsors. A lot of people have been very giving. Like we have sponsors from all over the city, just donating gift cards and all kinds of stuff.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, the way things are going, 1 in 3 people,
I know.
actually 1 in 4 people will either be directly affected by cancer or indirectly. You'll know
Yeah.
someone
That's true.
who's been afflicted by it, or is, you know, a family member or a friend. Because I lost a friend 4 years ago to an aggressive brain cancer. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, and also my grandfather.
You know, I say to people, if you don't know somebody already who has died of cancer or fought cancer, you will soon. You will very soon.
Yeah, the numbers are staggering.
Yeah.
So, you gotta fight for a cure.
That's
You gotta
right.
fight,
That's
definitely.
right. So this is going to be on June 27th. That's a Friday at the Newfoundlander Bar, and that is at Birchmount Road and Danforth Road. So the games begin at 8. So everybody can come in at 7:30. And there's going to be food and prizes and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Give it some. Okay. So, Miss Venom, let's take a look at some more of your beautiful fashion line. Let's
Okay.
go.
The next one up is Miss Baby D, wearing the purple and black lace.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
This is by 7 till midnight.
Good hours.
I know, right? And this is Amanda. Black and red lace, sorry. This is also by 7 till midnight. Thank you, Amanda. And last but not least, come on up here, Miss Luscious. Yeah. Tony, you can wear it to the office and then take your jacket off at night and go dancing. And this is also by 7 till midnight.
I like that one.
Most of our corset lines are either by Fetish Fantasy Elite or 7 till midnight.
I like the bling on that. Very
Yeah.
nice.
And this comes in red, silver, white, and black.
Okay, beautiful. What do you think, audience? Okay, so tell me again, how can people find you?
On Facebook at Dirty Bingo Toronto or www.dirtybingotoronto.com. And I'm wearing Ophelia, by the way.
Oh, okay. I like the this side. Gorgeous. All right, thank you so much. You come back anytime, because I feel like you've got more bubbling things happening in your future.
Oh, yes.
And we'll be right back with Tamara Graham. Don't go I think the hard rock just went up a few degrees with the previous fashion show we just caught. That was amazing. But I would like to introduce the very lovely Tamara Graham. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. And look what we have here. What is this? Beautiful.
It's a feng shui design. Actually, when you add accessories to your home, it should be 3, 5, 7s, odd numbers, and it just brings in the better energy when you decorate that way with accessories.
All right, let's backtrack a little bit. Now, you are the owner of TLG Interiors.
Yes.
And you have incorporated feng shui and color psychology into your work.
Yes.
Now, let's talk about feng shui, what that is in layman's terms for people who aren't familiar with that.
Okay. Well, feng shui is bringing an energy into your home, a basic qi, and you get the yin and the yang of where certain elements are in your home. So when you're doing certain designs, as you can see kind of on this chart, there are 9 elements to positioning your certain accessories in your home. So within the 9 elements, whatever you want to get out of your life, whether it be health, family, prosperity, career. Donald Trump's big on this as well. You know, he never believed in feng shui, but it does bring him money.
Well, his business is booming, so yeah,
yeah.
there's something to it.
Yeah,
definitely. So it just matters on how you place certain items in your home.
That's correct.
And then it opens up a window for prosperity or whatever you're seeking.
Whatever you're seeking, yes. And that relates to color psychology as well. So when you're bringing color into your home as well, depending on the 9 elements of the feng shui, depending on yourself, color does reflect who you are.
Okay. So if I stick to purple, what would you say about me? Because I love purple.
Purple is a very vibrant color. It's very outgoing and very just out there. It's a very outgoing color. But when it comes to your home, you don't necessarily want to have purple in your home. You might want to have something that relaxes you, because your home is where everything is. It's where your zen is.
So you say that purple brings in energy. And what would be a calming color? What would you suggest as a calming color?
A calming color would be anything that's light yellow, light blues, anything like that. But depending really on your personality and what room you're putting it into, you really want to represent what room it's going into.
Gotcha. Now, how did you go about getting all this wisdom in feng shui and color psychology? What's your background?
My background, I took interior design and interior decorating, graduated with honors from Georgian College. I got into Feng Shui from an ancient Feng Shui artist, and color psychology is just studying it. But there's lots more out there than just the color psychology and Feng Shui.
Now you do a lot of charitable events as well. You are a part of the celebration of women.
Correct, yes.
And can you tell us a little bit about that endeavor?
A Celebration of Women House is directed by Nikki Clarke, which is a huge women, she's just huge here in Toronto. She does so much for women that it's very dear to my heart. So I'd like to spread the message that, you know, women can empower women, and we definitely can do anything in this world. It doesn't matter what background we come from, what we've been through in life. There's a group of women that actually you can connect with that empower you to go out into the world, do what you want to do.
Yeah, I love her. She has such a huge heart for the community, and she's such a supporter of the show. So I want to give her a big round of applause. Support in return, definitely. I'm a part of that. So you've been doing that for a while, and you also have started another company involving essential oils. Now, what is essential oils?
Correct. Essential oils is actually, the way I got into it was through the Feng Shui aromatherapy. When I started,
it's kind of holistic, it all works together. Right?
Exactly, yeah. But when I realized about this company, doTERRA Essential Oils is actually taking it an extra level up. There's a therapeutic way to take these oils. You don't have to take synthetic medications for headaches, for stomach aches and all that kind of stuff. So I'm teaching people about essential oils and how they can better themselves instead of taking synthetic medication.
Lavender is something that I use on my skin when I need to calm myself.
Yes.
What other very popular essential oils are out there in terms of helping or therapeutic use?
Lavender is very good. Lavender is very good for calming and for going to sleep instead of taking that sleeping pill that you have to take every night. But peppermint. Peppermint is very good for headaches. I mean, you rub it on you rub it on the temple or on the back of the neck. The three best sources to take an essential oils is through the wrist, on the bottom of the feet, or in behind your ears. So peppermint's a very good oil. Lemon, our lemon oil, 1 drop of lemon in a glass of water is equal to 5 lemons.
Really?
And that actually kills all the synthetics that are going on in your digestive system.
Removes the toxins.
So a lot of people have digestive issues. So I mean, something as simple as a lemon oil is very good for you as well.
Fantastic. That's very good to know. Very useful. Now you created a little mini Feng Shui for the Hard Rock. What does this open up us to? What is bringing to this set?
Well, we have metal here. Feng Shui consists of 5 different elements, which is water, fire, earth, metal, and I can't think of the other one. But anyways, what I have set up here is basically metal, glass, and it's just something as simple as setting up accessories that derive to each area of the Earth's environment. And again, it's in either 3, 5s, or 7s. Any odd numbers that you have on a side table, setting them up in odd numbers is very good for your Feng Shui. Now, depending on which area that you want to go, there is called a Baga map. And the Baga map actually relates to every area of your life, and it tells you exactly what to set up in your area of concern.
So what Feng Shui have you set up for us today? What value, what principle? What do you think?
Feng Shui for us tonight, just basically the metals and the harmonious feeling between us and getting a little bit more connected.
I'm feeling harmony.
Yeah.
Are you feeling harmony out there? Well, I want to thank you for coming by and sharing your pearls of wisdom. And where can people find you?
People can find me at tlginteriors.com, anywhere on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, anywhere on social media. You can find me under TLG Interiors.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back. Welcome
This is the award that we give out to best films, so best feature, best documentary, best animation, best experimental, best debut, best foreign, best Canadian feature. So these are actually, I love these awards.
It's an eye.
It's an eye. It's the female eye, and they're actually ironically made by an artist by the name of Willie. So it's kind of weird they're the Willie Awards for women directors. But anyway, and we designed these together. So they're all hand welded. Like he goes into this workshop and hand welds every single eyelash, every single piece. And there's actually inscribes Willie on the back of the
Where?
Right there on the back of the eye.
Oh, yes, it's Willie.
Yeah. It's a Willie Award. Yeah.
Silly Willie.
Silly Willie.
So when did you start the Female Eye Film Festival?
In 2001, I was attending a lot of international film festivals with my own film, and I was noticing that there weren't a lot of women directors.
So you're a filmmaker.
I'm a filmmaker as well, and so I noticed there weren't a lot of women directors. There were a lot of male directors, so it raised a question for me, and that was, are there so few women directors, or are their films just not getting sort of out there? So I pulled together about 27 films from filmmakers I met on the road, so to speak, and when we posted an open call in Toronto, and we had an event 2 months later, and we showed 42 films directed by women at the Bloor Cinema, and here we are 13 years later, a 6-day film festival. I'm proud of that. I never thought I would be a festival director. Life sort of finds you.
Isn't it funny how life finds you?
Things to do, yeah. So we're celebrating our 12th annual event, June the 17th until the 22nd. The films are at the Royal. And then we have a lot of really great industry events, script readings. We kick off with a photo exhibit. We have a few musical events, so we're looking for female acts, indie performers. So yeah.
We've got a lot going on. I'm happy to be part of the team.
Yeah, you're our A team. You're part of our key.
It's awesome. Going to be a lot of fun. So we talked a little bit about what you didn't see. There was an absence of female energy in the film industry. Is that what drove you into starting this whole thing?
It was, just because I'm that type of personality. I get curious about something and then I want to sort of investigate it. So that is what initiated the film festival. But ironically, one of the guests we have at the festival this year, and all our industry things are free and open to the public. We have Gabrielle Kelly coming in from New York, and she wrote a book called The Celluloid Ceiling. And sort of the irony is, even though we're 13 years later in the film festival and Catherine Bigelow won the Academy Award for The Hurt Locker, it's still very challenging for women directors to get.
Why is that?
We're still looking into that. Like, why is that? I think if we close our eyes and we imagine a director, I think in some ways we still see a dude with a fedora sort of standing behind the camera.
Socks and sandals?
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, exactly. And the industry was really founded by men, except for, well, of course, that's not entirely true. One of the first women directors was Alice Guy, and then there was our own Mary Pickford. But
she was Canadian.
She was Canadian, yeah. So women have always been there, but like artists and sometimes behind the kind of operating behind the scenes. So yeah, so it's still an issue. We're still grappling with that.
Yeah, but slowly changes are coming about.
Yeah. Which is
yes,
great.
We can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
It is our time.
So who's involved in the festival this year? What countries?
Oh, we have films from all over the world. That's the real exciting part about the film festival now, that we are really well known around the world, and ironically typical of Canada. I love my country. I mean, I'm a 5th generation Torontonian, but we're better known in the United States and in Europe than we are in our own hometown. How many of you heard of the Female Eye Film Festival? All right, there's a few hands.
Female.
Okay, so
cinematographer.
but we're still, yeah, and you should definitely come out to the festival. But we're still working on that too, and part of that is funding. There's a lot of film festivals in Toronto. I think there's 72 from the Irish to the Belgian to the France to the French. I do believe, well, Real World, you know,
Yes.
Tanya addresses that. Tanya Lee Williams is a good friend of mine, and she's been running that festival for a long time. So there's a lot of film festivals, and we should be really proud of this. Toronto boasts the most independent film festivals in the world now. We were second or third to New York or San Francisco about 5 years ago. Now we're number one. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations to all your success, and I know there's a lot of work, and then there's a team behind you as well, supporting this mission that you have. So I think Stella is one of them.
There's Stella.
Stella.
Hey, Stella.
And then Rebecca.
Rebecca, yeah, this is another amazing thing. My daughter, Rebecca, has graduated from college, and she's into business affairs and marketing and sponsorship. And she joined me very seriously about 2 years ago. And this year, full throttle. And she's, you know, it's pretty cool that my daughter has decided to take on the festival, and hopefully it will it'll continue long after I'm not running it. So yeah, Rebecca's right front and center with me. She's like my right arm. Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah, that's very special to work with your daughter.
Yeah, and my son's been helping me for years too. He's back there. He just kind of hangs out.
What's his
name?
What's his name?
He helps me with all kinds of things. Manning, he assists us with setups, and he has read scripts, and he's an amazing contributor to the film festival as well. So it grew very organically, very much within the family.
So Rebecca, and what's his name?
Manning.
Manning. Okay. Hey Manning. How you doing? Yeah, he's a shy guy.
He's a shy guy.
Okay. And the festival runs from June 18th to the 22nd.
Yes.
And where can people buy the tickets?
Well, we're at the Royal this year, which is I think 400-seat theater. So we're not selling tickets in advance. We're selling them at the door. Every program is like 2 hours, so you get a great eclectic showcase of shorts, animation, experimental, feature, maybe a documentary with some shorts. So it's a really good ride in terms of seeing some really great films that you won't.
Lots of variety.
Lots of variety. You won't see them in the mainstream cinema, a lot of them.
I think too, women obviously, they have a different eye for certain topics.
Yeah.
And we kind of go to a place that maybe some of the masculine energies don't necessarily touch. So it's a really special opportunity to see reflection through film.
That's a big conversation actually at the festival, and interesting that you would raise that. But for sure, you know, women. I've noticed over the last 13 years of looking at films that are submitted to us from around the world that women treat sex and violence very differently than men in the way they tell their stories. So it's really hard to watch sometimes, but it's often what you don't see. It's what is suggested or what is shot like on a long lens, and you're sort of seeing it from a distance. They don't tend to favor the male perspective when it comes to sex. It's very raw. There's nothing gratuitous. You will see women over the age of 21, you know, with a 61-year-old as opposed to a 21-year-old with a Bruce Willis, or, you know, you see really interesting women on the screen. When women write the stories, they tend to write the lead role for the female protagonist. So you'll see a lot of really complex relationships between mothers and daughters, a lot of, you know, a lot of really interesting stuff. And if you look at The Hurt Locker, Catherine Bigelow, you know, it was a very interesting way she told a story about war, but from a very intimate perspective of someone who was deeply affected by it, who had developed a serious attachment to the adrenaline and the rush of deploying weapons. So yeah, they do bring a different eye to it. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'm looking forward to the festival.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to all the parties around the festival.
Yeah, great parties.
Yeah, great parties. And again, where can people find you? We're also looking for volunteers. So if you want to buy tickets, if you want to volunteer, what's the website?
If you go to www.femaleifilmfestival.com, you can find us there. We are looking for volunteers. you're not run to the ground. You get a lot of access to the film festival, networking, all the parties. We're really inclusive. Yeah, but you can find a lot of information there about the film festival. For sure. Yeah.
It's a pleasure, Leslie.
Thanks for having me. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Here with Sinead Huffman, lovely green and yellow, and Raymund Ong. Thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Yeah.
It's great to be back.
Yeah, you were a third timer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're tired of me. So I brought a new face.
You brought a beard.
Oh yeah. Hair's always different.
Last time you had
Dreads.
Dreads, yeah. I like how you always switch it up.
I gotta confuse you, Nikki. I gotta confuse you.
You look fresh all the time, and you look fresh to death in that. I like that. And Sinead, you look lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we saw each other about a year ago at filming it ourselves project, and that was at Gilda's Club, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And wow, that was just such a beautiful cinematic journey of experiences, personal experiences of cancer. Can you tell me a little bit about Gilda's Club?
Well, Gilda's Club is it's like a community for people whose lives have just been affected by cancer in any way, and it's like it helps. It's like you're able to connect with other people who have been affected, sort of like the same way you have. Where we've all sort of gone through the same thing, right? So it's like gives us like a sort of it's good. It's a good place. It's like a really good energy and stuff.
And how did Gilda's Club come into your life? Why are you involved?
Well, my little sister, she was diagnosed with cancer. I think it was 2 years ago, and so she had leukemia. She beat that, but then the chemotherapy actually gave her heart failure, and so then for a long time she was on like an artificial heart pump, right? Because they wouldn't give her, she needed a heart transplant, but they wouldn't give her one while she was still like, they needed to wait until 2 years after she had been diagnosed, they would put her on the heart transplant list. She was put on the heart transplant list this recent January, and just last month she had the heart transplant. And everything's like working out excellent. It's very good.
How has cancer changed your life?
Well, I don't know. I think you hear a lot about younger people whose lives have been affected by something so great, saying that they had to grow up really fast, right? Like it's sort of like a cliche that you hear, but it's kind of true. Like I was at 16 when my sister was diagnosed. So I felt like at that time I felt like I was pretty grown up, but I wasn't. And so yeah, I've had to like really sort of learn to take care of myself, because everyone else is paying attention to my sister, which is like where it should be. So I've had to learn how to do myself, just like figure out how to work. I don't know.
Yeah. So did you feel like you were fending for yourself a lot during?
Yeah, like you have people there, and that's something that Gilda's Club is really good at, because you have a lot of support groups for like people with cancer, right, and people who've gone through it. But Gilda's Club really helps the entire family, and it's there for everyone who's affected. Yeah.
Coping strategies.
Yeah, and just like being around people who know they have an idea of what you've been through, right? And it's good. It's very I don't know.
It's like a second family.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And then you've been involved with Gilda's Club for some time now, and you're also a cancer survivor.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. And tell me how you got involved.
I got involved with Gilda's Club in 2010, just as a regular participant, and I found that as a young adult, I was diagnosed when I was 20, I wasn't very connected to people my age. And I joined the community to meet others and eventually became a facilitator of the group Sinead is part of. And now I'm sort of like the assigned big brother of the group. But I like to say I'm the kid of the group because I want to keep it fresh and young.
And you surely do.
I try my best.
Tell me more about you, Sinead. What do you like to do? What are some of the things you like to do?
I like to read. I really like to write a lot. I write short stories. I like filmmaking, which is sort of like that's what our group does. We make short films, and that's like something that I'd love to do too. So it's very good for.
Yeah. Now, the power behind a lot of what we're doing is attributed to a lovely woman, Pauline Harvey, who's a mutual friend of ours. She is the CEO of Big It Up Hats, and
this is a Big It Up hat.
Yeah, I love it. And she does so much for Gilda's Club. And if people don't know, Gilda's Club is named after Gilda Radner. I don't know if you followed Saturday Night Live way back. That was probably in the 80s or 90s. She was a comedian and an actor, and she was afflicted by cancer and passed away. But she did establish the Gilda's Club before she passed. So it's a wonderful legacy for us. Now, something's coming up June 21st. Can you talk about that, Raymond?
All right, June 21st is our second year running of our show, Filming Ourselves. It's a huge venue. Nikki was one of our honorable guests last year, where she got to see Sinead up on the big screen. And this year we're at the Jewish Community Center at Bloor and Spadina on June 21st. Doors open at 7 sharp. And you'll see me as MC in your favorite color, purple.
I love it. And where can people find more information about Gilda's Club?
Gilda's Club would be gildasclubtoronto.ca. And you can see all our programming. We're an official program for 2 more years at Gilda's Club, because that's how long our grant's running. And hopefully we'll be here for a lot longer.
I hope so too. What do you think? Any last words for someone who is a sibling of someone who's sick? What advice would you give them?
I would say it's hard. It's really hard to go through cancer. I know that, but it's also hard to be a sibling of someone who's going through cancer. So I think really for anyone who's specifically a sibling of someone, their sibling is going through this, they have to know, I think, that yes, you have to definitely be there for your sibling and definitely be their support and stuff, but you also have to make sure that you're doing what you have to do, right? You have to, your mental health, your physical health is also important.
You can't neglect yourself.
You can't, exactly. You have to, make sure you're taking care of yourself as well as your sibling, yeah.
Right. Wise words. Thank you so much for joining us. Introduce this amazing young man, Randall Mitchell. He is the author of Teenership. I don't know if I can say welcome. You've been here the whole time.
I know.
You're always here.
I know. We'll act. It's my very first time here.
Oh, wow. You have been involved in the lives of teenagers for many years. What prompted you to get involved with that?
Great question, Nikki. First of all, it's an honor and a privilege to be here, Nikki. I can feel the love, Toronto. I can feel the love. And what got me started into it, when I was a teen, myself and my dad, we worked hand in hand in the community back home, in South Africa, Cape Town to be more specific. And in the community, it was gang infested, it was drug infested, and there was a level of poverty that was really on my heart, Nikki. And coming over to Canada, of course, when you come to a country where there's much more resources, you kind of have a guilt in your spirit to say, you know what, I've left a community that wasn't that good, and I'm staying in a community now that's really good. There's a level of guilt, and I thought, you know what, because I have the resources right now, let me put my experience and my love for writing into a book so that periodically I could send it through to SA, to Cape Town, and just encourage the young people.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's huge. So the book is entitled Leadership for Teens, Teenership, My Secret Little Book, to get you from where you are to being the best teen you can possibly be. Were you the best teen?
Of course not.
Really?
Oh no. Are we going to go down my past?
Let's go there.
Are we going to go there?
Please. It's good for ratings.
It's good for ratings, yeah. No. But you know what? Teenership, it's basic. Do I have any teenagers in the house? Yeah. And you know what? When it came to leadership, Nikki, many of the books out there was for people in the corporate office wearing oversized suits, carrying oversized briefcases, and there was nothing for our teenagers to tell our teenagers how to act in a relationship, what to look for in a guy. I see you smiling there, sister. Yeah. Same with our guys as well. Don't be shy. That's okay. You can let go. And there was nothing for teens, Nikki. I thought, let me tap into this market. One of my role models that I look up to, and for years I've been listening to Anthony Robbins. Does anybody know of Anthony Robbins? Yes. Yeah? And he inspired me, and I told myself, you know what? I want to be the Anthony Robbins for teenagers. And of course, we are all different with our own unique styles and everything else. And Nikki, I see the South, and I'm prophesying right now, I see this becoming a movement, not just only in Toronto, but I see it and I foresee it being a global movement, where the word teenership can be in the vocabulary of leadership for teens. So it's slowly but surely getting there.
And you penned this based on your personal reflections? Is it all things that you've learned as a teen, probably involving some other references from psychologists in that?
That's correct. My studies in psychology, so I've definitely used the help of other authors. And also my life journey. There's one chapter in the book called Love is Blind. Now, is anybody in love here tonight?
Woo! 2 people.
Yeah. And I'm sure some people are in love right now, Nikki. And in the book I write, you know what? When I was a teenager, I was really in love.
I can see that. He's a very romantic kind of guy. Here.
The love that makes you want to skip breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Do I have a witness? Yeah. A lunch that makes you come home, forget about your schoolwork, and just play love songs on the guitar. Nikki, do you feel me, Nikki?
It sounds like a perfect kind of guy.
Oh.
Are you single?
Moving along. Moving along. Yes, and that is what kind of made me realize, you know what? Yes. When you're a teenager, when you are young, and even when you are old, love, like it did for me, it took my focus off my priorities. And in the book, we really just spent time of making sure that keep the main thing the main thing. If you want to complete your studies, keep the main thing the main thing. And we delved into many other topics such as, you know, drug abuse, peer pressure, and the list goes on, facing what teens are facing right now.
Fantastic. I wish I had this reference when I was a teen. It would be an eye-opener for me. So this is great. And where can people find the book?
You can find it on the website, teenership.com. It's also on your major outlets in terms of online bookings. We're also going to be having very soon the launch at our very own Eden Center. So it's going to be big. So for now, you can get it at teenership.com.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations for putting this together. It's an amazing effort, and I think we're all going to benefit from this. And I need you to sign a copy for me, please.
Certainly.
So I believe you have a little something to share with us. So I'm going to move to the side and let you do your thing.
Now, right now, before I begin, I want us to stand up on our feet because I just want us just to let go and just to let loose and just to loosen up a little. And tonight, I've got a couple of minutes with you guys, maximum 3 minutes, and in those 3 minutes, I'm going to maximize the time that I have with you. But before we go into what we need to go into, Mr. DJ, play that song. So tonight, I want us just to put our hands together and just let go. Come on. We had a lot of stress this week, but we're shaking it out. Yeah. Now tonight, I've got a little time with you, and in these couple of moments, I'm going to speak on a subject that is very dear to my heart, and the subject is going to the next level. How many of us wants to go to the next level in our lives? Now, many of us, we want to go to the next level, but are we prepared to do what it takes to go to the next level? And in these couple of moments, I want to encourage us. I want this tonight to be a night where that switches, and that switch goes off, and it says, you know what? I'm ready for the next level. Now, when I think of going to the next level, I think of an aeroplane. I think of an aeroplane. And when I'm going onto the aeroplane, they allow only a certain amount of baggage to go along on the aeroplane. Isn't that right? You cannot take those 40 pairs of shoes with you. Yeah? And likewise, when we want to go to the next level, everybody and anybody and everything cannot go with us. Yeah? There's going to be people that you're going to have to say bye-bye to. You know those people, I see my sister laughing, you know those people, those negative people that is in your life. Those people that when you're on the phone with them, they're complaining. When you see them in the mall, they're complaining. When you go to bed, you hear them complaining in your dreams. And tonight, I read this quote, and it's, where's my phone?
Oh, you need this?
Yeah.
Hold on, I have to take a selfie.
And there's a quote by Zig Ziglar, one of my mentors indirectly, and he says, there's three people in our lives. The people who helped you get in your difficult time, who left you in your difficult time, and lastly, who put you in your difficult time. And tonight, if you want to go to the next level in your life, you're going to have to cut away some of those people. You know those people where it's almost like crabs in a barrel. You know crabs in a barrel where the one crab tries to get up and then the other crab tries to get him down? Someone says that negative people is like you can put them into a dark room and then they begin to grow all of a sudden. So we need to get rid of those negative people. Now, coming to Canada, I stayed in Cape Town, and coming to Canada, I thought, you know what? I'm going to come to a place where there's greener pastures. But I've realized wherever you go, there you are. Let me say that one more time. Wherever you go, there you are. So if you are a grumpy old little man and you think you're going to go to a new country, you're going to take that grumpy old man to that new country. So I want us to clear that misconception of if I only had a better job, if I only moved to a country where the economy is better. Do you see where I'm going with this? So get rid of those negative people in your life. Reframe the idea of I need to find something else in order for my situation to change. No, it starts from within. And tonight I want us to stand, and I'm coming to a close right now, and as we all stand, that's right, we can all stand. Don't be shy, we can all stand. I want us just to grab the neighbor's hand standing next to you. Just your neighbor's hand. Actually, I want there nobody to be untouched. So everybody, we should have one massive link up. So can everybody just link up with everyone like one big happy family? Now tonight, we are all looking beautiful right now. But nobody knows what you had to go through in order to get to where you are. I normally say that there's a story behind your glory. Many people see you on the mountaintop, they see you're glamorous, you're all successful, but nobody knows the hell and the high water that you had to go through to get where you are right now. And the hand that you are holding, I believe, it's a miracle. You couldn't pay the rent 5 months ago, but you're still standing here right now. You could have died in that car accident, but you're still here right now. And tonight, I can just sense a level and a spirit of gratitude in this place. And tonight, as we are holding that hand, just squeeze that hand. Squeeze that hand.
Oh, that was hard.
Don't break it, don't break it. And tonight, I know that there was someone here tonight that needed that squeeze. there was someone here tonight that is missing that touch. And even if it's from a stranger, I know it means something to each and every one of you. Just hug your neighbor standing on the left and right and say, you know what, the best is yet to come. Oh yes, just tell your neighbor, the best is yet to come. Yes, speak it into that person's life, the best is yet to come. Oh yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, get up on your feet. Please put your hands together for the amazing King Morris. How y'all doing, Toronto? Yes. Oh, it's all about love tonight. Love is just a simple word, only 4 letters you can define. Yes. Show it how you live, show it how you give. It is 4 letters you can define. Yes. Show it how you live, show it how you give. Show it, show it, show it, show some love. Now true love don't come with conditions. No, 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 no. True love comes with compassion, straight from the heart. Oh, show it how you live. Show it how you give. It is 4 letters you can define. Yes. Show it how you live. Show it how you give. Show it, show it, show it. Show some love. Now love is just a simple word, only 4 letters you can define. Yes. Show it how you share, and show it how you care. It is 4 letters you can define. Yes. Show it how you care, show it how you share. Show it, show it, show it, show some love. True love don't come with conditions. No, 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 no. True love comes with compassion, straight from the heart. Oh yes. Love your neighbors as yourself, for love is a key that opens the door to peace. So teach the youths how to love, teach your little children how to love. Show them love, wrap your arms around them in love, yeah. Show them how to live, you just show them how to give. Only 4 letters, L-O-V-E, love, yes. Just show them how to live, show them how to give. Show it, show it, show it, show some love. Show it how you live. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
That was an amazing performance. Thank you so much, Kay Morris, for being here. And I know you had no idea that you were going to have backup dancers today, did you?
No, I have no idea, but they were so great.
Yes, they were gracious to do that. Now, you're a native of Jamaica, like I am, and you grew up with Pentecostal parents, right? They're ministers.
Yes, that's right. Yes, my parents were PK. So
No.
wow, are you?
Yeah.
Wow. I tell you, it's so much pressure being a PK.
It sure is.
But we have to go through a lot of challenges to get where we are.
We should have a PK support group.
We should. I thought about that the other day. Now that I know that you're a PK, we should talk.
And you
you're gifted musically, but you do so much for Africa. Can you talk about some of the pursuits you have there?
Yes, absolutely. My foundation, the Kay Morris Foundation, is based in Ghana, West Africa, and we've been doing a lot of work basically on the continent of Africa, all various parts of the continent. We take care of the orphans who have been orphaned by AIDS. We also distribute insecticide-treated malaria nets to the mothers who are pregnant, ready to give birth to children. In Africa, the pregnant women who are in Africa, children who are 0 to 5, they're most susceptible to malaria. And the pregnant women are also mostly susceptible. So we have to give them the bed nets to sleep under that net for at least that 9 months. And after they give birth to the children, then they'll be able to go back, and live a normal life. But at least it's a life-saving initiative. I'm also working on a major project, which is the Women Shed No More Tears Maternal Health Center. And this is one of the UN MDGs that have been neglected. We're working on the goal number 5 to preserve life, help the mothers who are giving birth to children so that they don't die while giving birth to children. So we're building a hospital in Ghana to help with that initiative.
I think that's beautiful. Thank you so much. How many people can donate if they want to give their lending hand in this whole project that you put together?
Definitely. They can look on my website, www.kmorrisfoundation.com. You can also find me on my music website, kmorrismusic.com. On the social media, all the social media networks, LinkedIn, Facebook, and you can find me just about anywhere. You can send me a message. We have also an email address, which is kmf_Canada@yahoo.com. And my phone number is 416-844-7038 if you need to speak with me in person. Thank you.
Because you also counsel, you're a minister as well.
Yes, I'm also a minister, one of the assistant pastors at Light and Life Ministries in Toronto, and I do provide counseling to a lot of teens and also one of those mentors to a lot of teens.
So thank you so much for what you do. Tamara, it's been such a good. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.